Hello everybody, this is Jahar with TastySpleen.tv and welcome to the first of many Quake map reviews. We're going to be doing a whole host of reviews from across the Quakeverse, but for tonight, just to get our fingers or feet wet or whatever appendage you prefer, we're going to go ahead and get started with a Quake II map, a fairly brand new one by margaal under the eponymous name of margaal9. I might have misspelled a couple things there, but the important thing is the work. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. As you can see, it's a fairly standard, well, what would be classified as a standard space map, but the gameplay relevant geometry is nicely compacted and there really isn't a lot of wasted space. And I gotta say, this is the first margaal's map that I've seen, and the dedication it takes to get 9 releases under your belt is fairly notable. Up at the top of the map lie most of the weapons and power-ups, with teleporters linking the nearly symmetric sides. And I do like the bit about the teleporter actually throwing you behind some cover. Well, unless you're there, behind one of them at least. But I do have to say that without a lot of weapons up here and without a railgun on the map, there isn't that much use of using these teleporters and risking going up the jump pad other than actually getting from point A to point B on the map itself and having a little bit of a height advantage. Not too much, though. Again, no railgun really takes a lot of that away. Furthermore, because of that, I would probably want to see that this pipe connecting the two sides either gets removed or is significantly narrowed so that becomes a much more risky choke point. Other than that, the top of the map, again, very, very strong focus on control with some fairly interesting geometry, but rocket launcher, chain gun, yellow armor, and of course the quad are going to make the top tiers very, very, very control heavy. The lower tier is much, much more dense and hallway-based, and a large amount of health is available to players looking to make another assault to the top. The lack of weapons other than the BFG and the grenade launcher, though, is a bit of a downer, especially considering that there are only 2 apparent ways to get from the lower tier to the top tier, and that's that elevator, which actually I do like that it goes into a puddle of water, so you're going to be heard if you try to go up that, and it is automated, and so it'll be going up and down at a fairly regular interval. The other way back up to the top is this elevator, but the fact that those are the only 2 ways from the bottom tier to the mid tier kind of bothers me, especially since both points are fairly campable, and you're going to be seeing a lot of exploitation of those 2 points. Aesthetically, the map is pleasant enough with a good, consistent set of textures and pretty reliable lighting. margaal's was not afraid to mix up the angles a bit, and he seemed to be fairly focused on keeping the map from being Square City. There's still some things to be learned, though, especially in the department of scaling. A lot of the stairways and doorways in the more corridor-based areas seem to be a little off of their scale, and it can make movement a little bit awkward, especially if you start to get a lot of bodies in there. But that is one of the more difficult things to learn, and he's definitely making some progress on that front, even though there's still a bit of ways to go. There's some rather interesting brushwork, as I said earlier on, up at the top of the map. I do like the texture usage and the kind of angular usage, but I do have to wonder, though, why the orange lighting if he's using a starry sky? That is just an aesthetic question. That might have just been an oversight, actually. But on the technical side, there really aren't that many problems. In fact, the only real issue I had was with the elevator. That little lip right there, you can actually get caught on it and force the elevator back down. Come on down. Yeah, you can actually get stuck on that, and that could be really frustrating if you get shoved into that, and if somebody's raining down rockets on your face while you're trying to get up the map, especially because, again, there's only the 2 ways from the bottom to the top. Overall, though, I mean, everything works fine. The jump pads work fine. Teleporters work fine. That's the only real niggle I could find technically with the map. Overall, this map should work out very nice and chaotic for free-for-all, though I would have some qualms with it for duel or team play because of the lack of real armaments and armor available in the bottom tier, like I mentioned before. I do like the fact that the Mega and Adrenaline can provide movement through the map by forcing you down to the bottom if you're at the top of the map, though that could also create some further imbalance issues. But we'll see what we can do about getting this on Mutant, where we'll be able to do a proper run of the map with real people in it. So look for it on TastySpleen.net, Mutant being the default port where we host custom maps. Again, well, I say we, but I really mean Quads. He's been doing a large bulk of the week, but that is margaal9. He's got a few more maps in the works. Go ahead and check them out. I believe he has betas or at least screenshots released on Q2, not Q2 Scene, but the Q2 Cafe, which is still running out after all these years and doing a lot of really nice work as well. But that is going to conclude things for now. That is just the first review of many. But if you want to get your content on here, feel free to hit us up in Twitter, IRC, email us. We're always looking for more content, always looking to do more. The more you guys give us, the more we're going to be able to do. And TastesBleed.tv, as always, is a fully cooperative kind of community-based effort. So this is Jahar with TastesBleed.tv saying goodnight and look forward to more reviews shortly.